Well, here we are. Can everybody just go around and say who they are and what their role is in the church?
Okay, I'm Steve, I'm the vicar here.
I'm Nikki, I'm the operations manager.
And I'm Mike, I look after the money.
And I'm Niall, and I'm worship leader and podcast maker.
You had to think about that, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay, so I thought it'd be great to talk about transforming mission. What is transforming mission?
Transforming Mission is part of the Church of England's Renewal and Reform programme. They recognise across the Church of England we are getting fewer and fewer people in the congregation and older, and there's a missing generation. So the Church of England has put a huge amount of money into programmes where dioceses have to bid for it, where they're actually going to try and grow and reach those missing generations. And that's what Transforming Mission is all about. It started with one church in Falmouth. They call them the resourcing church. The idea is you build up one church, and then when the resources are in that church, they can go out and help other churches. So Falmouth was the first. We put a second bid in as a diocese, and we've got 4 more churches. That's Camborne, Truro, St Austell, and here in Liskeard.
So altogether, that's 5 churches that are...
Altogether, there'll be five churches, but across that, they're spread out, so we can reach quite a percentage of the diocese. So Liskeard will be focusing on not just our town, but the southeast Cornwall.
Okay. This isn't just for Cornwall, this is happening around the country?
Transforming Mission is the Cornish one, but
things?
There are various programmes right across the country, all aimed at growing the church.
So that's the sort of wider picture of Cornwall. Steve, how does that, in terms of our vision here in St Martin's, where do we fit in with all of that?
Well, there's 2 parts to the answer to that really. One is what our vision is and one what that means in practice. So I think our vision as a church has been, for a long time, I've been here, nearly 3 years now, but I picked up on a vision that's already existing, which is to be a sending church. We want to be a big church, not because we want to be big for our own sake, but we want to have a big impact around the community, around the area, and beyond just what affects us as well. What's been difficult is simply resources, you know. You can have all the vision in the world, and in our society at the moment, it's sometimes really hard to move beyond the things you just have to do into things that you really feel called to do. And what Transforming Missions allows us to do is to take our vision forward. So what does it mean in practice? Well, it means that we can employ people. So we've just recently employed a worship leader who you know quite well now. Yeah.
I'm getting to know him.
Yeah. So are we. He's difficult, but he's all right. And Nikki's going to talk in a minute, has changed her role from being administrator to operations manager, and we're currently recruiting for a youth worker, a pioneer leader, families worker, and various other ways really of increasing our resources. It's mostly staffing, a little bit to do with capital stuff as well, but mostly staffing to allow us to do our work really.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just talked about some of the roles we're looking to fill over the next while. And a lot of it revolves around either families or young people. Yeah. And I think this goes back to what you said, Mike, about the missing generation, that's kind of recognised that it's not really there in the way it would have been decades past, I suppose. So in what ways do we do that?
Well, I think something that's like a big part of the heart of St Martin's is our heart for young people, whether that's families with babies or whether that's youth, you know, and we really feel, you know, that is something that we want to be able to get out there and to reach them. And Transforming Mission enables us to have staff that's going to be their job to really kind of build things, build projects, build teams in order to do that.
There's also, if we're looking at the activities, we've been doing things like the ABC, Adults, Babies, Children, for decades now, and that's really become our main feed into the family service. We've been running free film clubs. We're now doing the new adventure that we're bringing in, the Good Book and Grub.
Yeah.
Cafe Abundance, we've got the CAP Centre already. So all of these activities are there. So this is what we're building on. But with more resources, we're going to be able to go out and support the community a lot more.
So it's very much a going out.
Yeah, it's a going
Or
out, but
both.
it's also being very very firm and intentional that evangelism matters. So it's the things that we do at the moment are great, and it's good to do them for their own right, and it's good to do CAP because people need debt relief. It's good to do adults and baby stuff simply because it's good to have a place for people to go. But we believe, don't we, that we've got something else to offer as well as that, which is Jesus. And it's been really hard for us as a church to I guess put that part of our mission into practice as well. So yes, of course we want to do adults and babies and children, but at the same time we want to be able to use the relationships we develop to tell people about Jesus, because he's great. When it comes to CAP, we meet people, and CAP's a Christian organisation, and they tell people about Jesus. But we also want to be able to do that in our film clubs, and when we work with young people as well. We don't want to throw it down people's throats, but at the same time we just want to, we've got something really great to offer. Why wouldn't you tell people about it?
Yeah.
So that's really that kind of intentionality about mission really matters.
So within all of that, and it's I mean, for me, when I kind of first discovered you guys, not very long ago, to be honest, I was really attracted to the vision, what was going on with Transforming Mission, and what's happening here at St. Martin's, and there's a real sense that God is doing something, and people are responding and looking outward to their community, and I was really attracted to that. But I wondered what was in the idea of hiring an operations manager first before you did anything else.
You best answer that, Nikki, really, didn't you?
Well, I don't know. You hired me.
We can't remember why we did it.
I think the idea behind my role being the first one that was kind of cemented was because it was clear that Steve needed to have time to be released to do other things, and the only way to do that was to split his role and to give that. What the aim was to give that operation stuff over to me so that he could be released to focus on the vision of the church, to focus on where we're going, and the rest of the recruitment and the time that needed to kind of discern what God was calling us to do.
Yeah, I think that's very true, isn't it? Because it's very easy, especially as an Anglican vicar. You can have so much to do, and your entire world can be taken up just with the stuff that just has to be done. And so you've got no time or even energy left to be able to do anything that's visionary. So Nikki's been brilliant, has taken a lot of the operational stuff. You're better at it than me anyway. And so the church just functions. It does its stuff really well. And so I'm able to spend time thinking, praying, talking to people, thinking about vision, and trying to gather people together and to make things happen, really. And one of the things that became apparent very quickly was that worship is really, really important. And if you talk to anybody, now I'm not necessarily talking about modern stuff here, I'm talking about any worship. People, we've got the cathedral choir coming at the end of this week. People will come to that because it's brilliant worship. We have a great organist, so people come to that. And our modern worship was good, actually. I think it was great, but we wanted to go to the next stage. And our vision, I guess, as a church, and God's blessed us in the most amazing way with this, is to be a beacon for music. And we keep getting people who turn up who are musicians. It's really weird, isn't it, how everybody seems to be a musician. And so we wanted our worship to be really, not excellent because you just wanted to be all singing or dancing, but we wanted people to feel that they can step into God's presence. He's already there, but through our worship. So that's why we employed the worship. We employed you, Niall, to lead us in that aspect, really, to lead us forward so that we can be a place where people think, wow, this is a place I can go that I want to worship, and I can feel at home to do that.
And we're really blessed that the choir, at the moment, once a quarter, they're going over to St. Keen and doing an evensong over there, and that's just a slight step into helping resource. They love to be able to have the choir with them, and we're really blessed with the choir. And as we've already mentioned, Chris and his musical direction with them, and and I know that the St. Keen congregation just love having a proper choir with them leading the worship.
They do.
Yeah.
And it's important that whilst we focus on missing generations, because that's what the whole of the Reform and Renewal, actually that's what the whole of the Renewal and Reform programme is about, we also want to see our traditional services grow.
Yeah.
And the choir in the organ is a superb part of that.
If we can kind of imagine or sort of envision a year's time, Steve, what do you think in a year's time? How do you see it?
That's a great
playing
question.
out?
Yeah, that phrase, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Yeah.
But how do I see things in a year's time? Well, what was really interesting is over the last couple of weeks, we've been thinking about vision in the church. And the PCC have had a little bit of a discussion about it. We talked about it on Sunday in church. We're going to talk about it on Sunday coming at our parochial church meeting. And I went back through the vision documents that we've had for the last 2 or 3 years, and I was really amazed at all the action plans. I think, yeah, we've done that, and it was really encouraging to see that. But what's good about that is that I think we've spent a long time seeking God's will, and the reason that things have happened is because we've tried to align ourselves with God's will rather than do our own thing.
Yeah.
So where do I think that things are going to happen in a year's time? What's it going to look like? Well, hopefully, again, this is where God is leading us. But I think and hope will be a church which is bigger. There'll be more people involved, and that will be good because we'll be doing more things and newer things, and that will bring its difficulties because we've got to find a way of allowing people to still communicate and be friendly with each other.
Yeah.
So I think our team structure will be more embedded. I hope there'll be more house groups. I think our worship will have gone up a notch, and we'll be much more professional in what we do, which is hard, but we're heading that way already, which is great. I think we will be a church which has outreaches and tentacles, if you will, or into more areas. We'll just know more people, and I hope we'll be a church. I hope and pray that we'll be a church where people think, yeah, do you know what? Maybe if I'm thinking, maybe I'm in that situation, maybe if I'm worried, I might just go sit there. That's what I hope. There will be a church where people will think they can catch a glimpse of God in. That's what I hope.
Amen.